Ek din Advaita, oh, this is a new pastime. Advaita Acharya speaks the Caitanya Gita. This is some unusual topic that we haven't heard before. Advaita Acharya speaks the Caitanya Gita. I've heard of Gauranga Gita. It's a very popular book around the world. But I haven't heard of Caitanya Gita. Have you heard? Today you will hear about it. Shuna bhai saba eka kara sama bhai mukha bhari ghai aji Sri Chaitanya Rai. Oh, excuse me, I forgot the introduction. Ek din Advaita sakala bhakta prati balila paramanande matahayati. One day Advaita Prabhu was intoxicated with ecstasy. Ek din. He was Paramananda Mata. He was intoxicated with the supreme transcendental bliss of devotional love. He spoke to all the devotees. Listen, brothers. Hey, Suno, brothers. Let's all get together and glorify Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ajiyara kon avatara ghaunai, sarva avatara maya Chaitanya Gosai. Listen, brothers. Today, we will not glorify any other incarnation but Lord Chaitanya, who is the source of all other incarnations. Sarvavatari Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Ye Prabhu Karila, Sarva Jagat Udhar, Ama Sabalagi Jai, Gauranga Avatar. This Gauranga Avatar is a deliverer of the entire universe. Do you realize who is amongst us? He's a Sarvavatari, Sarva Jagater Udhar. The whole universe, Udhar, he's doing Udhar, welfare work for everyone. And he has incarnated as Gauranga, the Gauranga Avatar, for us, for our benefit. Sarvatra Marayandra Prasade Pujita Sankirtana Hena Dhana Jai Kaila Vidita. Listen, because of Gauranga, we are worshipped everywhere. It was he who introduced the wealth of Sankirtan. So one by one he's listing all his supreme qualities and transcendental contributions. Nachiyami Tomara Chaitanya Yasho Gao Singahai Gahi Pache Mane Bhaya Pao. I will dance while all of you sing the glories of Lord Chaitanya. For if I start singing his glories, I will sing as loud as a lion. Sing a high gai, and you will all be afraid. So better, because if I sing so loudly, I'll proclaim his glories. Sarvavatari, Sarva Jagat Udhar. Then your eardrums will break, your hearts will crack, your heads will split in half. So better you chant and I will dance. That's what he said. Listen. Prabhu Seyapana Luka Yena Nirantar Kruda Pache Hai Yena Sabara Eidhar. Now Vrindavan Das Thakur steps in to the dialogue. Gauranga Mahaprabhu generally concealed himself, so they were afraid that he might become angry. This is the example of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all about avahita bhav. Avahita bhav means the bhavas that are concealed, covered in the heart. Very few could perceive the inner heart of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Rupa Goswami understood his heart in Rath Yatra, that the heart of Gauranga is the heart of Radha. And he was always concealing, and this is the example Mahaprabhu said, and even the followers of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, they're generally very much hidden. They don't reveal their internal feelings and bhavas. And he didn't, and they were afraid, because Gauranga Mahaprabhu concealed himself, they were afraid that he might become angry. Why would he become angry? Let's review. Advaita Acharya is inducing all the Gauranga Bhaktas, Gauranga Bhaktagan, to start glorifying Lord Chaitanya. And he initiated. He said, do you know who he is? He's the God of all gods, the King of all kings. He's a Sarvavatari. And he's come here not just to dance with us and travel around India looking for his brother or whatever. He's come to deliver the entire universe and all the universes, Sarva Jagat, every single universe Udhar. And he's inaugurated the Sankirtan movement to inundate the entire universe with prema. Do you understand who he is? Now let's everyone glorify him. Come on, you do it. And see, he's saying, and he's even using his little tricky behavior. He's saying, you chant. I'm already initiated. I've already started it. I'm not afraid. I'm singing Advaita. I'm like a lion to glorify my Lord. I'm not afraid. So, but if I chant, you'll get frightened. I'll be so loudly you'll think it's a lion amongst you. So you chant, and I'll dance. And then Vrindavan Das Thakur, of course, says, well, why was... Because we can say, well, why is Vaitacharya being so emphatic and trying to encourage them? Because the bhaktas, they know this isn't the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He doesn't like his followers to advertise his glories, to beat on a drum. That's why when we meet, Vaishnavas and someone's beating on the drum, oh, do you know so-and-so is this thing and that thing? Then we have some doubts because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't advertise his glories and this isn't our line. And oftentimes when I would meet different devotees in Brajmandala, they say, oh, there's this great Siddha Mahatma, he's there, but he hides himself. Devotees usually, unless if they're Bhajanandis, if they're Prachariks and Goshtianandis, they're right there in the front. But that's the exception. In Gaudiya Sampradaya, the exception are the Goshtianandis. The majority of Gaudiyas are Bhajanandis. And either Grihastas, they're living alone and not out preaching much. So this preaching is not really the majority. But at any point, the point is that this is what they're afraid that Lord Chaitanya is going to get angry if we start saying that you're God and all these things. So now there's some suspense in this whole story. Tarapi Advaita Vakya Alangya Sabhar Gayate Lagila Sri Chaitanya Avatar. Still, Advaita's instruction could not be disregarded. Therefore, the devotees began singing the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Gayate Lagila Sri Chaitanya Avatar. So they were caught in a dilemma, faux pas, whatever we call it. Not a faux pas, but they were caught in a dilemma. We don't want to anger Lord Gauranga on one side, because if you try to glorify him as God, Vishnu, 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 he puts his fingers in his ears and starts chanting. But then Vaitacharya, he's the Acharya, he's our senior. We can't ignore our senior. He's like our grandfather. He's 60, 80 years older than any of us. And he's the champion and the leader of this whole Sankirtan movement. It's because of him that Gauranga Mahaprabhu came to this world. It's like he's God for us. So they start chanting, Jai Gauranga is God. He's a Sarvata. Not so loud, not like a lion. Nachena Advaita Singha Parama Vival Chaturdike Gaya Sabe Chaitanya Mangal. The lion like Advaita danced and became overwhelmed in ecstasy as the devotees all around him sang the auspicious glories of Lord Chaitanya. Chaturdike Sabha Chaitanya Mangal. So on all sides, Vaitacharya was wraparound sound, a wraparound glorification of his Lord Chaitanya. Chaitanya Mangal. Nava Avatarera Shuniya Nama Jash Sakala Vaishnava Haila Anande Vishwas. All the devotees became stunned in ecstasy as they heard the chanting of the name and glories of this most recent incarnation, Nava Avatara. Gauranga Mahaprabhu is a Nava Avatara. Very interesting. The Nava Avatara. Nava Avatara Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. We heard of Nava Yovanam Sham. Apane Advaita Caitanyara Gita Kari. Chaitanya, this is the title of the story, right? Advaita Acharya delivers the Chaitanya Gita. Apane Advaita Caitanyara Gita Kari Balyana Chena Prabhu Jagatanistari. As Advaita danced, he's going back on his word. He said, if I start chanting, it'll be like a lion, you all become afraid. So you chant and I'll dance. So now he's dancing and all Chaturdike, they're all chanting the glories of Chaitanya Mangal in all directions. But he couldn't repress himself. Oh, everyone's glorifying Lord Chaitanya and I'm only dancing? I have to also glorify. As he danced, he sang a song. So he starts glorifying the Lord. He sang a song he composed in glorification of Lord Chaitanya for the deliverance of the entire universe. Balya Nachena Prabhu Jagat Nistari. That's very interesting. If you think about this verse, what he's saying, Prabhu Jagat Nistari. I'd like to see how this book translates. Maybe tomorrow. Advaita sang the Chaitanya Gita. Because it says, Apane Advaita Chaitanyara Gita Kari. Means Chaitanya Gita, which is the title of the story. Remember? Advaita Acharya speaks the Chaitanya Gita. So this is it. The Chaitanya Gita. And then, Bhagavata Vrindavan Thakur is saying that Advaita Acharya, he composed this glorification of Lord Chaitanya. For what purpose? Why did he compose it? To deliver the entire universe. Because it doesn't say he composed glorification of Lord Chaitanya, who has appeared to deliver the universe. You see the English? You're looking at the same book? So that for the purpose, at least that's the translation, Advaita Acharya spoke what? He spoke these verses, which is one verse. This, and a few verses, 4 or 5 verses. A very small Bhagavad Gita. Chaitanya Gita. So maybe next Moksha Ekadasi we can recite the Chaitanya Gita, because Chaitanya is Sarvavatari, and then we can finish in 1 minute. Because we should worship the Lord from whose age we live in. So the Moksha Ekadasi we should appropriately worship. Here's the first verse of the Chaitanya Gita. Dharma Kshetra, Kurukshetra, no. Sri Chaitanya Narayana Karuna Sagar Dukitera Bandhu Prabhu More Dayakara. O Sri Chaitanya Dev, you, Sri Chaitanya Narayan, you are Lord Narayan himself. Karuna Sagar, you are an ocean of mercy, compassion. Dukitera Bandhu. We've heard of Dinabandhu? Krishna is known as Dinabandhu, the friend of the poor. So Lord Chaitanya is Duki Bandhu. Dinabandhu and Duki Bandhu. Very interesting. I never heard this before. What's your name? My name is Duki Bandhu Das. So when we go around Braj Mandal, people say, "Oh, where's Dinabandhu?" Everyone always asks me, "Where's Dinabandhu?" I say, "I don't know, but I'm Duki Bandhu." I'm Duki Bandhu Das. Acha, your name is Duki Bandhu. Who's Duki Bandhu? You don't know. You don't know Duki Bandhu. You know Dinabandhu. Well, you're Brijbasi, but I'm a Gaudiya. I know Duki Bandhu. Duki Bandhu is Gauranga Mahaprabhu. It's a very sweet new thing, huh? Duki Bandhu Prabhu. Duki Bandhu Prabhu. And then once you have 10,000 disciples, you have one disciple named Duki Bandhu Das. Then when you get more, you say Duki Bandhu Prabhu Das. There's like they have so many like that. So then it can be Duki Bandhu Prabhu Gauranga Das. Isn't it? A very sweet phrase here, Vaidacharya. You are the friend of the unhappy, distressed. Please be merciful on me. Morik Doyakarya. So that's the first verse. So now, as I mentioned, Harivyas, Vrindavan Thakur, in the introduction to the Chaitanya Gita, he said, what is the Shruti file you get by chanting the Bhagavad Gita? What is the Shruti file? What is the benediction? What is the benefit you get by by chanting the Caitanya Gita. Who wrote the Caitanya Gita? Who spoke the Caitanya Gita? Advaita Acharya. And what is the benediction according to Veda Vyas? This chanting of this Caitanya Gita can deliver the entire universe. And now he gives a second Shruti fall to the Caitanya Gita, verse 169. Can you take that stuff out? Advaita Singhara Shri Mukera E Pada Ihara Kirtane Pada Sakala Sampada. This is a second Shruti fall by chanting Caitanya Gita. By chanting this verse number 1 from Caitanya Gita, which issued from the mouth of Advaita Acharya, who spoke the Caitanya Gita, what will you get? You'll get wealthy. All one's opulences are increased. So now there's two benefits by chanting Caitanya Gita. One is that you'll get delivered from birth and death. The entire universe can get delivered. And the other is, so that's the end. When you die, then you get delivered. But then what about while you're alive? It's like pie in the sky. Krishna say, oh, you can't have any pie now, but you'll have it in the sky when you die. Can't have your cake and eat it too. But here he's saying, first Shruti follows, you get delivered, deliver the entire universe. You're in it, you also get delivered. You chant it. And the second thing, while you're living, you'll get Sakala Sampad. Sakala Sampad means all kinds of opulences and wealth. Kirtan. Ihara Kirtana Bhade. By chanting this verse, Shri Mukera Pada. Pada means verse, shloka. Pada actually means one line or two lines. It's one line or two lines. E Pada. Shri Mukera, from the beautiful mouth of Advaita Acharya. Ihara Kirtan. Pada. If you do loud kirtan of this one shloka from the Caitanya Gita, then Sakala Sampad. And we're going to see this other translation, get a variant and understanding tomorrow. Keha Bali. So then when everyone heard that, when they heard this verse, because first the authors of the book Pranamadas Thakur is explaining the Leela, the flow of the Leela, the adibotic elements of the Leela, and then he's saying that this is the benefits of this verse. Now that back to the Leela itself, you'll see when this first verse of Caitanya Gita was spoken by Advaita Acharya, then how did all the devotees who heard it, what did they say? There's the Vibhavas here, there's the hero, the Advaita Acharya, and all these things going on. So they said, Keha Bali, Jai Jai Shri Sachinandan, Jai Gaurachandra Narayan. So everybody, because he just introduced it. The first verse of the Caitanya Gita by Advaita Acharya says, Sri Chaitanya Narayan, Karuna Sagar. So they heard, Acha, you're stepping out. We thought he was just a sannyasi, an Ek Dandi named Sri Chaitanya, which is a brahmachari name, but he's a sannyasi. And he was a great Pandit, Nimai Pandit, defeated Keshava Bharati. And he's a great preacher and Sankirtan devotee and ecstatic devotee and maybe the Lord. And of course, a lot of people knew that from the Shatavarharya Leela and Shiva Sangam. But now they're accepting it. Yes, Jai Sachinandan. And other devotees said, Jai Gaurachandra Narayan. And then they go on. This is all their response. They heard one verse from the Caitanya Gita and they're so ecstatic. Jai Sankirtana Priya Sri Gora Gopal, Jaya Bhaktajana Priya Pasandira Kal. Jaya Sankirtana Priya Sri Gora Gopal, Jaya Bhaktajana Priya Pasandira Kal. All glories to Sri Gora Gopal, who is fond of Sankirtan Priya. All glories to the Lord, who is dear to the devotees, Jaya Bhaktajana Priya. He's Bhaktajana Priya. And who is death personified for the atheist. Pashandira Kal. He is a time factor. Time I have come to devour all atheists. Mrityu Sarvaharas Chaham. Nachena Advaita Singha Parama Udham. Gaya Sabe Chaitanyara Guna Karma Nam. So now everyone's you're putting fuel on my fire, I'm putting fuel on your fire. My fire is burning, you throw 5 logs, and then I start going bigger. It's, oh, you're not big. Then I throw 5 logs in your fire. So the devotees are fueling the fires of devotion, the hearts of Advaita, and Advaita is fueling their fires. He's inducing them, glorify the Lord, glorify Chaitanya, look, I'll show you. He's like this, you're glorifying me and I'm dancing, but say like this. Then you say, okay, we got the idea now. He's Gaur Gopal. He's Krishna. He's Gopal. He's Gaur Gopal. And now, when Lord Advaita heard their response and they were enthusiastically chanting this, then he started dancing with more enthusiasm. And then devotees started chanting the names, qualities, and pastimes of the Lord. Guna Karma Nam, Nachena Advaita. And now, verse 2 from Chaitanya Gita. Are you ready? Verse 2, verse 3, verse 4. This Chaitanya Gita. How many verses in Chaitanya Gita? 4. So I want you to memorize this Chaitanya Gita. In Bhagavata is Antyakanda chapter 9. And we're continuing in the very interesting section called Chaitanya Gita. Probably no one's ever heard of the Chaitanya Gita. Neither did I till yesterday. But in this particular section, Advaita Acharya is actually introducing the Chaitanya Gita, which means Chaitanya Gita. Gita means a song of God. So here Advaita Acharya is glorifying Lord Chaitanya and announcing his godhood and proclaiming that he's Sarva-avatari and he's the Sarva Jagat Udhara. He has come to deliver all the universes. So only God can do that. So he's kind of pronouncing to the world and announcing to the world the supreme position of Lord Gauranga as God. So in text 167 it says, Apane Advaita Chaitanyara Gita Kari Valena Nachena Prabhu Jagat Nistari. So Advaita sang a song, Chaitanya Gita, composed in glorification of Lord Chaitanya for the deliverance of the entire universe. So this Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Gita. There's a Bhagavad Gita and this is Chaitanya Gita. It's a very short Gita, only 4 verses. We heard 1 verse yesterday. And Vrindavandas Thakur says that one can get great benefit by chanting this rather small Gita. You can imagine Gita Press prints Bhagavad Gita. It's a very small Bhagavad Gita. So it's all 700 verses. But they could make a really small Chaitanya Gita. 1 page Gita. 1 inch by 1 inch Gita, 4 verses. Pocket, whatever. iPod size or whatever. Glue it to the back of your iPod. So he gives benedictions there. He says, if anyone chants this 4-verse Gita, Chaitanya Gita, the whole universe can be delivered by this. And then secondarily he said that by chanting this, one of the verses, you can increase all your opulences, Sakala Sampad. And then now he recites the 2nd verse. This is 173. Pulake charita ghai, suke gara gari jai, dekhare Chaitanya avatar. Vaikuntha Nayak Hari, Dvija Rupa avatari, Sankirtane Karina Vihar. Just behold the incarnation of Lord Chaitanya, who sings his own glories, his hair standing on end, and he rolls on the ground in ecstasy. Lord Hari, the Vaikuntha Nayak, the hero of Vaikuntha, has incarnated on the earth planet in the form of a Brahmin to enjoy the pastimes of Sankirtan. Kanaka Jiniya Kanti Shivigrahara Shobhi Ati Ajano Lambita Bhuja Saji Re Nyasivara Rupadari Apana Rasavival Nyasivara Rupadhar Apana Rasavival Najani Kemana Suke Nachi Re. Gauranga's complexion is gold. Gaurahari's hands extend to his knees. And Gauranga's form is most attractive. Gaurahari has accepted the form of a sannyasi. And Mahaprabhu becomes overwhelmed in his own ecstatic mood. I cannot describe how jubilantly Gauranga Mahaprabhu dances. Then he goes on the next verse. Jaya Shri Gaura Sundar Karuna Sindhu Jaya Jaya Vrindavana Rai Jaya Jaya Samprati Jai Navadvipa Purandhar Charana Kamala Deha Chai. He said, Advaita Acharya, all glories to Shri Gaura Sundar, the ocean of mercy. All glories to the Lord of Vrindavan, Vrindavan Rai. All glories to the recently advented Lord of Navadvip. Please give me shelter at your lotus feet. So this is the conclusion of the Caitanya Gita, short and sweet. E Saba Kirtan Karen, E Saba Kirtan Karena Bhaktagan, Nachina Advaita Bhavi Sri Ghoracharan. As all the devotees chanted, Advaita Prabhu danced and meditated on the lotus feet of Gauranga, Sri Gauranga Charan. Nava Avatarera Nutan Parasu Shuni, Ulaste Vaishnava Sava Kare Hari Dwani. Hearing the new verses glorifying the most recent incarnation, all the Vaishnavas chanted the names of Hari in great joy. Navavatara Nutan Parashuni. Ki Adbhuta Haila Se Kirtan Anand, Sabe Tahe Varinte Purena Nityanand. The bliss of that kirtan was wonderful, and indeed only Nityananda can describe it. Parama Udhama Shuni Kirtanera Dhwani, Sri Vijaya Asya Hoila Nyasi Mani. Hearing the tumultuous sound of that kirtan, the best of sannyasis came to that place. That's what it's said, that wherever kirtan is going on, performed by pure devotees, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu hears that kirtan, and he comes to that place, and he dances there. Prabhu Deki Bhakta Savadika Harishe, Gayena Advaita Nritya Karina Ulase. When the devotees saw Lord Gauranga, they sang with greater enthusiasm. Advaita danced jubilantly. Anande Prabhude Keha, Nahi Kare Bhai, Sakshate Gayena Save Chaitanya Vijay. In their ecstasy, the devotees did not become frightened, but continued chanting the Lord's glories in His presence. So initially they were hesitant to glorify the Lord, specifically to sing the glories of Lord Chaitanya. They didn't have any problem engaging in Harinam Sankirtan, Hari Haraya Nama Krishna, or Jai Govinda Jai Gopal, chanting Krishna's names, but now they're chanting Gauranga's names and singing his glories, and they invented new kirtans to glorify Gauranga. Jaya Gaura Hari, Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hari, Vishnu Priya Prananatha Nadiya Vihari. And they were fearful that if they did that, then Lord Chaitanya would stop them, become angry, and stop them. Why are you chanting kirtan in my name? You should be glorifying Krishna, Radha and Krishna, or Krishna, Hari, and then they're saying he's Chaitanya Narayan, Gaur Narayan, all these things. But they weren't afraid when he came. I've never seen Lord Chaitanya appear in the midst of a kirtan and seen the sudden change in the tempo or speed or enthusiasm, because that's what the author is saying. That as soon as they saw Gauranga, all the devotees, they became more enthusiastic. Adik, Saba Adik Harishe, Adik, like Adik Mas. Adik means extra, additional, increase, expanded. Harishe, Harish. Harish means happiness, joy. Their joy accelerated and increased upon the darshan of Lord Gauranga amongst them. So I can relate to this and share with you being at arrivals when Prabhupada was arriving at the airport in San Francisco, in America, and also in Los Angeles. And we all went to the airport, 1974, 75, 76. And we all means all the temple, and everyone, 300-400 devotees. And we didn't have much fear of anything. We're all in dhotis and saris, and ladies and gentlemen, 10 mridangas, kartals, wampers. You can imagine going into the airport. Usually everyone's very uptight in airports and dressed in brand new starch clothes that doesn't even fit. And everyone's looking around at each other and all kinds of makeup on their faces and walking and look, I'm cool, and looking at each other, very subdued. No one's supposed to make any noise, and air conditioning's on, and it's nice mood music, and hustle and bustle of travelers coming and going. All of a sudden, boom, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. You know, and the eyes are popping out of their heads. What is this? The Hare Krishnas are here in the airport. So then we went to the terminal where Prabhupada was arriving, and then they see the plane land, and they're really looking at the window, and they see Prabhupada and the kirtan. Then the kirtan is going, Jai Prabhupada, like that. And then when Prabhupada came out, and then we see all these people, 200, 300 people, all of a sudden Prabhupada usually would come out last. He would let everybody go out, because he wanted to make a regal entrance. Because he was regal, he is regal, and glorious entrance. And that would increase, because we see, there's a group would come, like 50 would come out, this little kind of thing that connects to the main terminal from the airline, whatever they call it, whatever the thing connects. And then 50 would come out, oh, Prabhupada's not there. And then Prabhupada comes. Then the kirtan would go crazy, really go, people so much adik harish, so extra happy and extra joyful, and the tempo would increase, the beat, the enthusiasm, and the dancing. And then we didn't care. It reminded me that kirtans at the LA airport, when Prabhupada arrived there, reminded me of Lord Caitanya and his Sankirtan party when they went on procession in civil disobedience. They went to Shankasi's house, and they were so ecstatic in kirtan, they went a little crazy. They were ripping up trees and plants and gardens and dancing along the road, and entered the Kazi's compound. They were just ripping up plants and trees. Kill the Kazi! Hare Krishna! They were completely fearless and just taking advantage of that group enthusiasm and strength in numbers feeling. So they weren't afraid to chant in Lord Chaitanya's presence. And it says, Vrindavan Thakur narrates, Niravadi dasya bhave prabhura vihar muni krishna dasya bhai na bale har. Gauranga always enjoyed the mood of a servant, dasya bhav. So usually we were enjoying Ishvara bhav. Get this, get that, bring me this, bring me that. Can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? Can you go here for me? Can you go there for me? But do we ever say, can I bring this for you? Can I bring that for you? Can I go here for you? Can I go there for you? Can I do this for you? Can I do that for you? But Gauranga enjoyed the mood of a servant, das, ano das. And he would say, the Lord would say, Krishna das bhai, I am Krishna's servant. He did not claim anything other than this. As they say in English, his only claim to fame. His only claim to fame was that I am Krishna's servant. Hena karo shakti nahi, samukhe tahane, Ishvara karya bali beka dasabine. No one had the power to stand before the Lord and address him as Ishvara rather than Das. Tarapiya sabe advaitera baladhari, gayena nirbhaya haya Chaitanya Sri Hari. Still, by the strength of Advaita, devotees fearlessly glorified Lord Chaitanya. They would never glorify him as anything but Krishna Das, and they would simply chant the names of Krishna for his pleasure and inspiration and satisfaction. But now they're glorifying him. But they got strength. Nirbhai, nirboy, no fear. Shaneka takiya prabhu atmastuti shuni. Lajjat jena paite lagila nyasi mani. Gauranga stood there for a moment, but on hearing his own glorification, he became somewhat embarrassed. Because they were chanting his name. Gora, Gora, Gora Hari, Gora, Gora, Gora. Saba shikshaite shiksha guru bhagavan. Vasaya chalila shuni appana kirtan, to teach everyone the Supreme Lord who is the instructing spiritual master of the world. Shiksha Guru Bhagavan, Shiksha. He then left that place for his own residence. They were so happy to see him, and then he looked and left. So they may be wondering, maybe we did something wrong. He came, he didn't stay. If someone comes to see you, then they leave immediately. You think something might be wrong. Tarapi kaharo chitte najanmi labhai visheshe gayena aro Chaitanya vijay. Seems like there's no flies, there's just the wind. That's nice. No flies. You're getting it down. Anande kaharo bhaya nayaka sharire sabbe deke prabhavache kirtana bidhare. All the devotees became absorbed in ecstasy that they lost external consciousness. Then they saw Gauranga dancing in the kirtan bitari. Mattapraya sabai, Chaitanya jashaghai, suke shuni sukriti duskriti dukabhai. Everyone chanted the glories of Lord Chaitanya like mad men. The pious onlookers felt happy. while the impious onlookers felt distress. There's a verse like that in Bhagavad Gita. O Rishikesh, the world becomes happy by hearing your name. Those who are demoniac run hither and thither whenever they hear your glories. Something like this. O Rishikesh, the world becomes joyful upon hearing your name. It means the world of pious religious people, they become happy to hear the name of God. But the non-devotees, envious Rakshas, they run here and there away from it. Sri Caitanya Jashe Prita Nahaya Jahar Brahmacharya Sannyase Vaki Karya Tahar. What is the use of being a sannyasi or brahmachari if one is not attracted to the glorification of Lord Chaitanya, Sri Caitanya Jash Prita? If he doesn't love it or like it. Hey Mata Parananda Sukhe Bhaktaganna Sarvakal Karina Sri Hari Sankirtan. In this way, devotees always engage in congregationally chanting the name of Hari and transcendental ecstasy. You can see that Mahaprabhu himself, by his shiksha, because we just read Shiksha Guru Bhagavan Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And what is this shiksha? Shiksha is Kirtaniya Silahari, always engaged in Sankirtan and Sarusang and Hari Katha. Bas. We don't find any rituals, rites and rituals and shrad and all these things. He's teaching everything will be accomplished simply by these three things. Kirtan, Sarusanga, Hari Guru Vaishnava Seva, Nam Sankirtan, and Hari Katha. Hearing the glories of Radha and Krishna, engaging in the congregational chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and serving Hari Guru and Vaishnavas with humility and sincerity. That's it. That's all the rules, that's all the rituals, that's all the rites, that's everything. Hey Savananda Krida Padile Shunile Hey Savagoshite Asiya Jhalseya Mile. This is the Shruti file after the conclusion of the story of Advaita Acharya launches the Chaitanya Gita. Ranavdas Thakur says, whoever reads or hears about these blissful pastimes certainly attains the association of these Nitya Parishads of Lord Gauranga.